Are you someone that struggles with ups and downs? Do you want to become the version of yourself that no matter how you feel, you still get to operate with love, peace, happiness, and joy? If so, this is going to be the episode for you because we're going to talk about the mindset that you can build that no matter how you feel, you can still receive joy, love, and all the other high-level frequencies. My name is Henry, and this is the #1 mindset podcast, the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because this perspective, I believe, is one of the most powerful ones and will give you control of how you feel. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you hold your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Well, we're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So I'm really excited about this message because if you accept this as truth, it's very empowering. It's something that I love to do. I use it often and it empowers me. So I'm hoping that it'll empower you. But before we dive into it, if you enjoy this podcast, if you find something beneficial from it, leave a comment below. If you're on Spotify, you can actually comment below. That will help other listeners give it a shot. If they read something that makes them interested, they might listen to this episode and hopefully it will help them as well. Also, sharing this podcast means the absolute world to me because I know we wouldn't share something that we don't care about or we don't think is valuable. So thank you in advance for doing that. Now, how do you shift? How do you handle an up and a down? I've realized that we are not those things. You see, when you're feeling down, we tend to think, I'm feeling down. But if you change just one word, it changes your power. You see, if you say, I'm experiencing life in a low frequency right now, it becomes your life to experience versus you just being down. And the same is true for being up when you're feeling good. If you say, I'm up right now, I'm feeling good, that means you are just that moment. But if you go beyond that and you say, I am experiencing life at a high point right now, then that puts you back into your true power. You see, you are an energetic being having this earthly experience. For me, I'm having it as Henry. Through the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the wins, the losses, it's all an experience for me to observe. I am not these things. You are not those things. You are not your worst moment. You are not your best moment. You are the observer of those moments. When you step back into your observation power, you can see things from a higher perspective. Meaning, when you're feeling down, usually we're very much in our ego. that doesn't mean that we're doing it in a bad way or we're doing it in a self-involved way. It's just what happens. When you're feeling down, you're usually very aware of how things affect you. But if you shift out of that and say, I'm experiencing in a down energy right now, then you can truly just observe you and the world around you. So when you can start exploring and observing the world around you, you can start finding the energy that you want. So if you want to be lifted out of a low state, this is how you do it. You step back and you say, I am not this moment. I am observing it. I do not have to observe just from my perspective. I can zoom out and think about the greater good. I can think about the bigger version of me. You see, you are an energetic being trying to understand and have love within it more. Love is the goal no matter what. It's the highest frequency. There's no material success that compares to being right within, that compares to having the fulfillment of the highest frequency. Nothing can do it. Things can make us feel it for a short while. When you get that promotion, when you get the new car, when you get $1 million, those feel good and they might lift your perspective for a moment. But you're in your reflective state when you feel good because of an external thing, and that's not empowering. Because if you're living as a reflective energy, as soon as things change externally, you change with it. When things get hard, you feel bad. When things get good, you feel good. You are more powerful now. You are more powerful than that. This is all an opportunity for you to observe where love is missing, bring it within, and expand it there and become the creator of it. So you are not your low state. You cannot say, I am feeling low. I am feeling down. I am feeling depressed. I am feeling anxiety. Don't say those. Shift it to I am experiencing this. When you say you're experiencing it, it says that you are more. Just like this, when you go to a movie, at the movie theaters, you experience the movie, but you are not the movie. It is an experience. When you go to an amusement park and you go on a roller coaster, you're experiencing the roller coaster, but you're not the roller coaster. This life is all an experience. It's all happening for you to find love, to create love. You create it where it doesn't exist. You find it to understand it, to bring it within you and share it where it's needed. It's all happening for you. This perspective is powerful. This perspective is freeing. This perspective is enlightening. Use it. Do not associate with negative energy. Don't do it. Observe it. That's like going to the depth of something to explore, to understand, but don't be a part of it. Explore it, observe it, and bring in the light. When you go into a deep tunnel, you bring the light with you so that you can see. Our energy is no different. When you are feeling down, that is not you. That is a certain amount of circumstances that has happened or a certain amount of impact that has happened that has brought you to that point, but that is not you. You are so much more. You are a creator, powerful one. You are an observer, a powerful one, and you create what it is that you observe. So if you're in a situation, if you're feeling down, this is for you. No matter how long this is going on. Whether something just happened and it rocked your world and brought you down, or you're somebody that's experienced depression, anxiety, bouts of lowness all throughout your life, whatever it is, it's happening for you. There is a way out because you are not that. That does not define you. You can create any experience you want. You have the power. It can be done. People do it. If somebody else can do it, you can do it. If somebody is poor, and they can become rich, so can you. If somebody has depression, anxiety, they feel down, they feel miserable, they feel lost, and then they shift, they change certain things about their experience, and then they get to move forward and live the opposite experience of that. If they can do it, so can you. It doesn't make you a good person to be happy, loving, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person to struggle, to feel down, to feel lack. You are still the beautiful you, an energetic being that goes beyond this experience. If you're having a tough one, if you're feeling down, observe. Close your eyes, observe. Observe the way you feel. Observe the way the world is around you, acknowledge it, and then be prepared to move on. Expand out. Increase your observation beyond yourself. What good can possibly come out of you being this low? This one is always true. The higher version of you can provide uplifting energy to others. That good is always there. Whatever struggle that you're in, if you zoom out far enough to the point in the future where you've healed yourself, where you've made it through the trauma, where you've made it past the anxiety, the health issues that you were struggling with, whatever it is, when you've made it past it, that higher version of you has a beautiful gift for the world. Whether it's just being a positive influence in your community, becoming a podcaster, becoming a YouTuber, becoming an influencer, or just helping those that ask, whatever it is, the size of the influence is not the point. It's the intent. So if your hard situation can turn into a gift down the road for somebody else, it's still a gift now. It's your perspective that allows you to see it. It's you realizing that you are not the moment. You are not down. You are just experiencing life from a low frequency at that moment. Free yourself. Separate yourself. You are not that. Become the higher version. Expand your perspective and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you the perspective that you need to know that you're more and move yourself in the right direction. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. And if you listen to this podcast, whether it was this episode or one in the past, and you want to make a shift, this is what I do. I'm a mindset coach. I help people become the version of themselves that they know they can be. I have a 12-week program where we come together and step by step, we shift your mindset. We elevate that perspective so that you can be who it is that you're meant to be. I'm going to be closing out spots soon. So if you want to work with me, you can message me on Instagram, or there's a link down below. If you fill that out, I will reach out to you directly and we can get started right away. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.